Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. If Governor Casey has his way, many of us will be forced to recycle our garbage.
The governor's idea on how to solve our state's trash troubles was outlined today in Harrisburg. An official from DER detailed the governor's plan to a Senate committee looking into a bill to overhaul waste disposal in the state. That bill would make counties responsible for waste disposal. Governor Casey's proposed amendments to that bill would shift the responsibility to cities and towns. His plan is to require municipalities with populations above 10,000 to establish recycling and trash separation programs for glass and aluminum within 2 years. Smaller municipalities would have to do the same within 3 years. Commercial businesses and local government buildings would have to separate their trash and recycle things such as aluminum and cardboard separately. Schools would have to recycle garbage. The state would provide grants to help pay for recycling programs. And the Casey administration wants to launch a public education campaign to promote recycling and trash separation.
In Luzerne County, commissioners say today they are actively looking at several sites in the county to possibly develop a new landfill. That word came this afternoon after a meeting to discuss the West Side landfill was abruptly called off.
Newswatch 16's Mark Davis is live now in Skycam 16 over the Plymouth Township dump. Mark?
Karen, the Luzerne County Commissioners say they want to put everybody on notice that they are still interested in buying the West Side landfill. But they're also telling everybody tonight that they're also looking at other alternatives to ease the garbage problems into the future. The county commissioners had gone to the Wilkes-Barre office of DER to meet with the department to talk about problems at the West Side landfill. But that meeting never came off because an authority member showed up and protested. But after the meeting was canceled, the commissioners made it clear that buying West Side is not their only alternative.
I might as well put the West Side Landfill Authority board members on notice right now today that we have looked at other sites in Luzerne County. We are going to be looking at a few more possible locations for Luzerne County, putting together our own landfill authority, our own landfill, I might say, not authority, in Luzerne County. So we're looking in another direction also.
The county announced a few weeks ago it was considering buying the West Side landfill and would be willing to try and straighten out its current problems. That is still the case, but now the solid waste problems are also being attacked on another front. We're looking past West Side and into the possibility of a brand new county-run landfill. Now, the commissioners are telling us tonight that they've looked at 3 sites, 2 up in the Hazleton area and 1 about 15 miles outside of the city of Wilkes-Barre, right along Interstate 81. They said all of the land is privately owned, but they would not be more specific. Now, the county is still interested in West Side because they know that they need somewhere to take the county's garbage until a new county landfill could be developed. And the latest timetable on that would take at least 2 or 3 years. I'm Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, live in Skycam over the Plymouth Township West Side landfill. Karen?
Thanks, Mark. Depending on where you live, you may not have to look beyond your own backyard to find an answer to the garbage crunch. As Newswatch 16's Valerie Devine found out in Luzerne County, trash burning just may catch on.
The borough of 44 on a Tuesday afternoon, one of many boroughs which allow residents to burn trash on their property. While some municipalities don't permit this kind of thing, the Department of Environmental Resources says it wouldn't be surprised if backyard burning doesn't become more popular.
With the increase in landfill prices and the scarcity of landfill capacity, some communities may see some increase in the old-fashioned backyard open burning of garbage, newspapers, that kind of thing.
DER says it doesn't have a problem with that kind of thing. It doesn't regulate residential burning. That's up to the individual town. One township we found that's considering reevaluating its burning ban is Plains Township. Burning has been prohibited here since around 1980, but the township solicitor says he's looking into a proposed ordinance that would allow burning of trash once again.
Approximately 25% of Plains Township trash or garbage is in the form of the material that can be burned, such as paper and things of that nature. So if it's feasible, it can substantially cut the cost of hauling in the township.
Ron Oley says before you make plans to take your trash out of the garbage cans and burn it in the backyard, you should be forewarned. It could take months before the township passes an ordinance that allows burning. And even if it does, there will be limitations on what you can burn and when you can do it. Valerie Devine, Newswatch 16, Plains Township.
And when Newswatch 16 continues, making big decisions on flood protection in Scranton. We'll have a live report.
Plus, Action 16 helps a Columbia County viewer take the reins on a mail order problem.
Bay's new summer sale circular is here, and it's just loaded with money-saving values. Save over $1.60 on grease and formula, liquid or cream, just $2.88 each. Redeem your Children's Miracle Network coupons at Bay's for added savings on Stay Free Maxi Pads. Your choice, just $3.33. And save over $2.50 on fiber trim diet control tabs, regular or with calcium, only $3.88. Summer sale values waiting for you now at Bay's. Obviously not your average drugstore.
If your car needs tires and you don't know where to turn to McCarthy for quality General tires. Visit McCarthy's new high-performance centers. Ask our high-performance specialist about General's XP 2000 series high-performance radials. And turn to McCarthy for tune-ups, brakes, mufflers, satisfaction guaranteed. And right now, register to win this gas-powered mini racer at 5 regional McCarthy tire locations.
It's a sure save celebration.
Celebrate with savings during our anniversary celebration, and you'll find great savings like these. Friskies Buffet Cat Food 4 for $1. Tropicana Premium Orange Juice $1.79. Juicy Sweet Bing Cherries 99 cents a pound. And Grade A Split Fryers 59 cents a pound. Join the Sure Save Anniversary celebration at a locally owned supermarket near you.
People living in areas that flood along the Lackawanna River may be getting a visit soon.
The Army Corps of Engineers is going through neighborhoods posing questions to flood victims.
Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds is live now along the Lackawanna River in Scranton. Bob, what's going on?
Well, Nolan and Karen, earlier this year, the Army Corps of Engineers said it couldn't really justify spending millions of tax dollars here along the Lackawanna River in parts of Scranton because the homes and businesses the flood protection would protect back over in here simply wasn't worth it. Now, that angered a lot of local residents. They took their case to Washington, and today the Army Corps of Engineers was back in town. These federal workers could shape the lives of 1,400 families and businesses in the flood-prone areas of Scranton. Measurements are being taken, pictures shot, and questions being asked, trying to get a better handle on how much damage another flood would create.
Because if you haven't been in a flood, you don't understand the pain and the ache that is involved in it. It's such a depression that it's unreal. Unless you've lived through it, you really don't understand it. But the people here do understand it, and they worry every time it rains.
Some flood victims say their pain and suffering should be considered by the Corps of Engineers in deciding if flood protection is worth it. But that will take action by Congress.
There has been some recent interest in this approach, but under the present ground rules that Congress has laid down for the evaluation of federal water resources projects, we presently are not permitted under the law to count these in the economics or in the benefit cost ratio.
Officials say their studies may not have to rely on emotion to get some sort of flood protection for the greater Scranton area.
That's the reason we're here now, is to collect new data to see if we can't get more realistic numbers. We think the benefits are a lot more than were indicated in the previous studies.
Officials say they will be visiting about 700 homes and businesses over the next 2 weeks. Now, officials tell me because of the complex system that the federal government uses in determining if flood protection should come here, the folks who live along the Lackawanna River, even if they qualify for the flood protection, may not actually see it for another 5 years. Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16 with a live Instacam report in Scranton. Karen?
From Action 16 tonight, viewers from Luzerne and Columbia County say Jerry Gartenberg made a big difference in helping them sort through some mail order problems.
And Jerry's live in the Action 16 office to sort it all out for us. Jerry?
Well, Nolan, first I want to tell folks about a 10-year-old girl from Benton who'd been waiting and waiting for her toy friend to come in the mail. That is, until I asked the Pony Express to speed up delivery.
I like her.
But Carolyn Litweiler didn't like the 4-month wait for cotton candy to come galloping through the mail. A wait that began after her mom sent Hasbro back a cousin of cotton candies that had arrived broken. The company admits it didn't keep stride with its mail order schedule, so it sent along this rainbow of pony playmates for Carolyn and her sister Rachel, a kind of thanks for weathering the wait. But was it worth it for the Columbia County family to ride this one out for a $3 pony?
It wasn't the money, and
you know, it was just the idea that my daughter wanted her pony. And
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it meant a great deal that you would even pay attention to a small problem like this.
If it's $2 or $5 or $10, you're dealing with them in good faith, and they should return in good faith.
Gwillem and Lucille Amos had just about lost all faith in the GHR Company of New York after waiting 4 months for some stuffed animals to come in the mail. The company sent them to the Wilkes-Barre couple a few weeks after my letter. It isn't sure what caused the holdup, but now that the pups are out of the box, they're bound to find some special places in the heart.
And there are children in the church that don't get much, and we'll probably end up giving them to them.
That's a nice thought.
Thank you.
Well, it really is a nice thought, don't you think? But listen, do not give any thought to giving up on your consumer complaint, no matter how little money is at stake, because sometimes what's at stake can't be measured by dollars and cents. So, if you have a consumer complaint, the place to send it to is right here at Action 16. We're at Box 16 in Avoca, Pennsylvania, and the zip is 18641. Nolan and Karen?
Okay, Jerry, thank you. And the Weather Watch is next with our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark.
And we all want to know how long the sun is going to hang around.
That's right. Well, until sunset, I used to say tonight.
Thanks, Tom.
The wind is going to shift overnight tonight, and that'll bring a change for tomorrow, and I'll talk about that when we come back. Now, you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve New Berlin and all of Union County.
Pickway Shoes, men's second pair half-price sale. Every pair of shoes in Pickway's huge stock of men's shoes and boots. Casuals to dress styles, sandals to work shoes. Choose first pair at regular price. Buy a second pair, equal or lower value, at half price. For example, buy these dress shoes for $17.99 and get these $12.99 boat shoes for only $6.49. Or buy Pickway's leather work shoes and get these Pro Sprints for half price. Pickway Shoes, men's second pair half-price sale.
Well, we're all wondering just what time the sun does set today,
Well, I do
Tom.
know that.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
What is it?
8:38.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Tom?
Very good, Karen. Wow, that was a surprise. Just a magnificent evening out back tonight. A very nice drop in humidity today. I'm sure you may have noticed that being outside. But another wind shift tonight and even a change for tomorrow. But I'm going to try to top today's weather, and we'll talk about it in just a moment. Beginning in beautiful Monroe County this evening, in beautiful Lake Naomi, where Harry Pack tells me it's beautiful and 80 degrees. In Kelairs, Carmen Perfetta tells me 82 in the shade, but out in the sun it's strikingly hot, he says. But Ray Gare in Powys has 78 and a breeze blowing up there in northern Lycoming County this evening. Next, a view from Skycam 16 this afternoon. A beautiful day to be up in the air, and that is the Endless Mountains over Wayne County. 82 degrees now in the backyard. The humidity, 36%. Delightful. The wind from the west at 12. The barometer is falling from 29.84. We topped off at 84 degrees this afternoon, still well above normal, which is about 78 now for the high. 56 this morning, had about 51 at my place. 92 degrees, the record high set back in 1967. On the Skywatch 16 Doppler radar, no showers, no thunderstorms within 200 miles of home this evening, and I don't expect any overnight tonight. On the cloud photograph, there are some big thunderstorms west of Pennsylvania and down towards the south, but up to the north, nice and clear. Just a few high cirrus clouds over the state now. As a matter of fact, I can see the northern boundary of those cirrus clouds looking down to the south now. But what we have is a weak storm here. You can see the clouds over New England. It's pushing on through, and it's going to trail a cold front, just a leading edge of slightly drier air, even for tomorrow. That line pushing through tonight. And so tomorrow, I think even a nicer day than today, with temperatures just a little bit cooler, and the humidity's nice and low once again. 98 in Huron, South Dakota, up to 4 inches of rain in parts of Alabama, and the hottest temperature I could find in the past hour over the U.S., 103 out in Palm Springs, California. Now there's a strong high-pressure system moving in over the Great Lakes tomorrow, and that will keep our steering winds out of the northwest, and so we should have dry weather even through Thursday as I see it now, but this ridge will move off to the east and weaken, and then the winds will shift into the upper atmosphere, and some moisture could reach us by late in the day on Friday, but it's going to stay clear overnight tonight. Another very comfortable night for sleeping. Temperatures in the 50s overnight. By daybreak, a north wind at 12 later on tonight as it shifts behind that front. Now the sunrise time for tomorrow morning is at 5:30, and it sets at 8:39. Clear, starry skies overnight tonight, 56 out back, Near 80 the next 3 days. Beautiful tomorrow and Thursday, but some showers breaking out, I think, on Friday, and a humid day in the 80s once again on Saturday. Good chance of a thunderstorm over the weekend.
Uh-oh.
Beautiful night. This is great.
Okay, Tom, we'll see you on the update.
Thanks, Tom.
The Sports Watch is next with Tim Carlson. Tonight, an area girls softball team brings home a state championship.
Plus, the Phillies looking to even their season's record.
You've seen us before. You know who we are. We're Enterprise Aluminum Products. This is the year you get the awnings you've always wanted and dreamed of. They're affordable because from start to finish, we build them here. So when they're installed, you're ensured of quality, service, and lasting natural beauty. Enterprise Aluminum Products, enhancing the quality of your life and increasing the value of your home. Write these numbers down. They're your ticket for home improvement.
Kelly asks, why settle for a good tire when you can get a great tire? And why settle for expensive when you can get a good deal? In fact, why settle at all? Get a good deal on a great tire with Kelly.
Get a good deal on a great tire at Jack Williams Tire and Auto Service Centers. Kelly Explorer 400, the all-season steel-belted radial with advanced computer design. High quality, surprisingly low price.
Kelly Tires, a good deal on a great tire.
Well, let's find out how some of our local girls did in softball today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real well, as a matter of fact.
All right. Great news from Shippensburg University this afternoon. The girls softball team from Minersville High School has taken the state AA championship with a 2-0 win over Charters Houston High School from Western Pennsylvania. It's the second straight state title for the girls from Minersville, who were led by pitcher Rachel Ryan. Now, Ryan, a former WNEP-TV Sports Star of the Week, tossed a shutout for her 23rd win of the season. Rachel responsible for 23 of 24 Minersville wins this season. It's unbelievable. By the way, the team Minersville beat was 25-0 coming into today's state title game. Our congratulations to our latest state champs from Minersville, and we'll have highlights tonight on the update. All right, the Phils out at Wrigley Field in Chicago this afternoon. An important game in a sense. A win would put the Phils at the 500 mark and keep the pressure on the Mets to stay in front of Philly in the National League East. But it just didn't happen. Another subpar performance by Phil's pitcher Kevin Gross. Mumphrey with a homer in the first. Jerry's third of the year, and it's 1-0. The Phils come back in the second. Bull Durham with a grounder going through his legs. Glenn Wilson will come around to score. Mike Schmidt will score, and it's 1-1. In the third, the Cubs take the lead again. Rafael Palermo with a triple will score Bob Dernier to make it 2-1 Cubs. That's Palmero, not Palermo. Where did I get that? Next batter is Bull Durham with a base hit to score Palermo. I can't say the guy's name. Palmero, and it's 3-1. Bob Dernier base hit here scores Paul Noce, and it's 4-1 Cubs. Then in the sixth, off Jeff Calhoun for the Phils, making his first Major League appearance. Dave Martinez, the first batter, with a solo homer to make it 5-1. The Cubs snap a 5-game losing streak to beat the Phils. The final 7-2, and the Phils now 2 games under 500 again. It's Palmero, okay? Once in a while, you get real lucky. Last night at this time, at this desk, I said that Michael Spinks would beat Jerry Cooney in a 5th-round knockout. Well, honestly, I said that on a whim, a mere guess. I really thought Spinks would win, but the 5th-round knockout stuff was just go out on a limb once again. Now I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert. We're just having some fun. Anyway, Spinks made me look good, so I'll give Michael a chance to say his post-fight piece.
Jerry, believe me, buddy, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You went there for Jerry, and who all believed in you. So walk with your head high, buddy. You didn't lose to just anybody.
The final moments of the fight here for Jerry Cooney. Spinks begins to pound him. Cooney finally is rendered helpless, and the ref stops the fight at 2:51 of the 5th round.
All the credit to the world to him. He did very well tonight. Those are the breaks.
Now the little man, the little guys all over the world, all the little people should stand up and feel proud tonight.
His impression of Kreskin. You notice that? By the way, the fight was not sanctioned by any of boxing's recognized organizations, but promoter Butch Lewis says the win made Spinks the people's champion. I still like Hulk Hogan. Well, they were rocking in L.A. today. That's really nothing new. L.A. is always rocking. They had a great parade for the L.A. Lakers, the world champions of basketball. A lot of people there, and they were even eating purple cotton candy. Can you imagine that? They do that kind of stuff out in L.A. Purple cotton candy.
Sounds good. Give him a Band-Aid.
I see a win in the 5th. I'll see you later.
Okay. Thanks, Tim. When Newswatch 16 continues, keeping the money down on the farm.
We'll show you what some farmers have done to make more money from their fields.
All the things that make a Baskin-Robbins ice cream cake the perfect Father's Day gift for Dad are the same things that make it the perfect Father's Day gift for the rest of the family.
What? I can't talk now.
What?
We're going to Florida?
Yes! Now you can go!
Daddy! Are we really going to Florida?
Yes! Now you can go!
Get to Florida or the Bahamas from Wilkes-Barre Scranton for as low as $99. Call your travel agent or 1-800-FAST-JET.
We're coming, Grandpa! We're coming!
On Florida Express!
Florida or the Bahamas as low as $99.
Finally tonight, there are very few like it in Pennsylvania, but farmers in part of our area can now bring their products to a farmer's market where those products will be auctioned to the highest wholesale bidder, such as a grocery chain. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci went to Union County today where a big farm problem is being solved.
Farmers in this part of Union County, like farmers in other remote areas, have a problem. They can't seem to get a stable price for the products they produce. Everything from strawberries to tomatoes.
Oh, tomatoes will go anywhere from $3 for 25 pounds to $12 for 25 pounds.
Hey, what do you give me, Orm? Give me the $8, would you?
To avoid horsing around with wildly fluctuating prices, farmers opened a farm market near Mifflinburg. It attracts buyers from a wide area, buyers who help bid up prices.
It belongs to 375. 3.5, sir, and it is number 6, and what's your pleasure?
28 farmers chipped in $1,000 apiece to start this market. That entitles them to bring in their farm goods to be auctioned off. But the investment will be worth it if farm profits can be improved 20% or more.
It's too hard for the little guy just to go out and find a buyer. You know, I mean, you have to go so far. So once the buyers come to a particular area, it's going to be a super concept.
The hope is that by October, when the growing season ends, the farmers who participated in this market will have brought in a total of $250,000. They figure that's about $50,000 more than they would have gotten for their goods without a market like this. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Union County.
Good idea. That is Newswatch 16 for Tuesday.
Be sure to join us tonight at 11 when Newswatch 16's Valerie Devine will be attacked by a swarm of cicadas. She's okay, though.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. World News Tonight is next with Peter Jennings reporting from the Persian Gulf. I hope he's all right.
I think so.
For the team, thanks for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.